What's up, and welcome to the Los Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Eslam, aka Rock God of the Sun, accompanied by Dan Papa Sun Killer and Dan Emperor Disco. How's it going, fellas?
It's going pretty good, pretty good. Not too bad.
Yeah.
My man's rocking the Needler over there. Look at him.
Yeah, you gotta
Where's
stay
that from?
strapped. Halo.
Oh, okay. I've never played
One
Halo.
of the few things I know about Halo is the name of that gun. I don't know much about Halo, but I know that.
I've never played Halo, so
Oh, you're not missing out. Don't worry.
I know I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're
Fuck
good.
you, Xbox fans. I'm just kidding. I like Xbox too.
Yeah, so do I. I pay for the subscription that I never use.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're welcome.
Every day Phil Spencer's like, let me check that Eslam check. There it is.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, man. Speaking of games, real quick, I'm gonna take a little detour, just a little detour. The
Oh,
LWGF
I'm loving
VGL
it. I'm
season
loving
3,
this league, man.
bro. It is crazy. Um, Literally, Dan might be dethroned from first place this year,
Really excited.
What?
which is
Really
crazy.
excited. Yeah.
I'm really shocked. Who's taking it?
It's gonna be Walter, the person I brought in.
Yeah,
Person I brought, I was like,
Oh,
he's gonna be a
wow.
threat. Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like I haven't heard y'all really talk about him the whole season, and all of a sudden it's like Walter's taking it.
No, Dan
The
said
longest-
it at the beginning. Yeah,
I was like, Walter could do it, and then for a while, Rudy was seeming like a threat, and some of his games like kind of like dropped it. Rudy could still push pretty far. There's still a potential looming trade out there.
oh man, you and Rudy are still talking.
I literally texted him today, because I talked to him before I really started feeling it like COVID wise,
Yeah.
and then it's like I just stopped all communication. I was like, I just want to live first. Now it's like I texted him today. I was like,
and
just checking if you
I
still wanna
might
do
be
something.
helping out Walter dethrone Dan from first place
because of Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which is still disappointing because it came out at a strong 92,
Mhm.
and now it's at 89, which I'm upset about.
Mhm.
It's of course it dropped that low because I picked it. I wouldn't be surprised if by the time it comes out tomorrow officially, it's down to like 74. So, but that's just my luck. But yeah,
It's gonna have
so
a bunch of bugs.
yeah, Dan's at 156 right now.
Mhm.
And let's just for easy math round it up to, and Walter's at 125.
Mhm.
For easy math, let's say Alan Wake is 20 points.
Mhm.
Dan goes down to 136. Walter's at 125, and he still has a bunch of games that. Well, he has like 2 or 3 games that are still coming out,
Yeah.
and then the rest of them are just like TBD.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I have my other 2 games, which would potentially bring me back to where I'm at now.
yeah. So Walter has a big potential to come up. He's still gonna lose some points from Jasant. I don't know how many. It might not be that much.
Yeah.
And then Rudy still has 2 games coming out. Plus, he still hasn't done his counter pick. And when by next week, if he doesn't do a counter pick before November 1st, he has to pick a game that's has a release date.
Mhm.
So it's either that or he gets a negative 15 points. So that's going to drop him down. Hopefully, that'll put me up in third and him in last, but I doubt it because he's the Super Mario game that he has coming out. I feel like it's going to hit the
Super
remake.
Mario RPG remake.
Yeah. So that I'm still going to end up in last place. But I think this is, first of
This
all,
has been the best year.
Yes, the best year. I think the first year where all participants are going to be over 100 points.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah,
This is a year I've made the most bad decisions. Which is, it's funny because like I was looking at it, I was like, I was planning on dropping Redfall. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was planning on dropping Atomic Heart. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like so many things. I specifically
this
told
year-
you, Eslam, I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I didn't. And then look at where I am at the end of the year. If
But
I would have
you-
done those things,
At
I
the
would've
same
had the
time,
win.
you were like, I think I'm not going to play as hard this year.
Yeah, and I
Because
didn't.
it's just like, and you didn't. And if you played as hard as you did the other years, you still probably been number
I would have
one.
been paying more attention. I would have dropped
Yeah.
those games on point like I was supposed to.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
But hey, I'm not taking anything away. If I, like I said, if I said it in the chat, win lose doesn't matter. This is my favorite year.
This has been so much
This is
fun.
my favorite year by far.
Like yeah, man, it's crazy that all of us are gonna be over 100 points. And then I'm probably still end up being last place, which is just like it's fucking, it's just it's me. So
You make Islam.
I did good. This is the best year I've ever done, but it's still like, I'm playing against three people who know games very well. So
Mhm.
well, I mean two people, two and a
Yeah,
half. I'll give Rudy a
and Rudy,
half.
yeah,
Yeah.
me, Walter, and Rudy.
Yeah.
But and it's funny because it's like this is the year where it's just like I'm I do feel like really it's funny because like after this year, the first 2 years I won. It is what it is. This
Yeah.
year may or may not win, but this year proves like even making really bad decisions, I've been holding this first place spot for the whole thing, and I still might win
Yeah, 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 yeah.
off of making horrible decisions. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a big confident boost. So it was like, even me off of my game, I'm still pretty fucking
Dude,
good.
you should see Rusty's league, bro. They let him pick all the good games. It's ridiculous. Like
Who's
he
he
has
playing?
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
He had like a lot of games that hit like in the 90s and like a lot of 15-point games and shit.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what are these people doing? It's like he has 3 me's in his league. It's wild. And I
Are they
think I
betting any
still
money? Are they betting anything on it?
I don't know. I don't know the
Oh man.
details of like if anybody's gonna win anything, but I've been like because we talk because like it's his first league, his the first time he's done it with his friends, and he's been enjoying it and stuff.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just been it's like he's like this he's like like when Alan Wake points came out and he's like, yo, at this point it's not even fun winning. Like, you know what I mean? Dude, he was at 160 before Alan Wake comes out.
Yeah, because he's just
Like,
picking up all the good stuff.
yeah.
Well, that and
And
then also
he
I'm
has
curious about how
Hollow
their
Knight.
rules.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not even trying.
Bro, I don't even
yeah,
know.
because it's like I do limit us as to how many games we can pick up. Like I don't know if their league allows like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that. Like I did not allow that because it was in early access for like a million years.
Oh, so
You know
we
what I'm saying?
wouldn't have been able to pick up Baldur's Gate 3.
No, I told you. Yeah, I was just
Oh, I
like,
didn't know that. No.
because that's the thing. I was like, I was watching Baldur's Gate, and I remember as like before it dropped, I was like, this game is gonna do insanely well. Like I
Yeah.
knew it was, but I was like, it's an early access.
Yeah.
We cannot do it.
Okay.
So, which is, but that's why that rule. If something's an early access, to be perfectly honest, that is to put a detriment on me
Oh, yeah,
because
because
it's
you're the
like
one who
I know
follows
I'm the
more.
one who's looking
So
at the
that means we're
game.
probably not gonna be able to pick up Hades 2 next year if it ends up coming out in early access by like December or something.
Yeah, if it goes into early access this year,
Mm-hmm.
it's not eligible for next year. But
Ah,
if we do the draft in January, which is I'm assuming we will, and let's say
yeah,
if we get that in before Hades 2 goes in the early access,
yeah.
it's
It's
eligible.
it's it's free game. Okay, okay.
But
I
is it
did
still
not
gonna,
know
but is
that.
it going to drop in 2024?
That is true. That is
So it's
true.
like you can pick it up, but are
Yeah,
you taking a
but
chance?
is
Just
it?
like I
Yeah,
took a
yeah.
chance this year on that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But again, it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this year. I had hopes, but they're getting crushed right now. But
Yeah. It is what it is.
yeah, yeah. So all right, let's move on to the main topic, which is our rate and review for our horror month episode. It is October. It's the month of Halloween, the goblins and ghouls. So we are doing a rate and review of a horror movie. And the way we do our rate and reviews is that we take turns picking movies and we pick them on a streaming website. So anybody can watch it. The viewers, can go watch it and check it out, and then make your own rating and stuff. And then what we do is we give you our rating at the beginning of the episodes, and then we kind of tell you what our review is of this movie. I'm sure Dan is pulling up the old ratings
Oh
right
yeah,
now because I
this
can
is my
see him
favorite. This
typing.
is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. We'll give you after we give our ratings for this one. We'll give you some of the other movies we watched and the ratings we gave there to kind of in comparison. We don't really rate them in comparisons to the movies we've already watched, because I'm sure we all forget. At least I know me and Disco have definitely 100% forgot what we've rated all the other movies, but
Apparently,
yeah.
Shadow's my favorite movie, and every rated review,
It
I'm
surprises
reminded.
you.
I can't wait to bring it up again later.
Can't
um,
tell you a thing about that movie. I don't know why I was so
You really
overzealous
liked
with
it
that.
that day.
yeah. But yeah, so let's jump in. The movie we are doing this month for horror month is Incantation on Netflix. It is a Taiwanese movie, and it is a horror movie. So I'll start off with my rating. Um, I watched this movie. I had to watch it over like 2 days. It was really long, and my rating is I'm gonna give that a one. I'm gonna give this movie a one,
This is
and we rate it out
a
of 10.
one, a one for you.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we rate these movies out of a 10. So this
Okay.
is this is a one for me. And this movie was picked by Disco, so you're gonna get second ratings then. So what's your rating
You want me to
for?
do it?
No, for Disco.
Oh, him.
Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Oh me.
yeah, what's your rating? Actually, I'll save you for
I
last since you're the one who picked it.
I'm be honest with you. I'm still kind of like figuring out. Disco, do you know where you want to put yours? I'm still on the fence.
um I thought it was a decent movie, but of course it was not a perfect movie. I like just the rating. Okay, just the rating. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5. Like I don't think it was the worst watch, but it also had its flaws. I'm not a big fan of the Blair Witch style, and I feel like half the movie was like
Yeah,
shaky camera.
it was like a bunch of home videos stitched together.
Yeah,
But
so yeah, I'll give it like a 5.5.
it was definitely better than that. What then? What's the movie I hate so much? Cloverfield.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely way better than that one. I give Cloverfield a -2.
Mm.
But
Damn.
yeah,
If only we were doing that one,
yeah. Now I'm just gonna throw it out there.
which we
For
still potentially could do.
was that
We could still potentially do Cloverfield one day.
maybe?
We could.
Yeah.
Throwback reviews.
You know,
Hey
like
Don't
man.
watch this movie.
we've done movies that I've seen before. It was just like I could always do movies we've all seen. If one day I want to pick Cloverfield, I can.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
To torture me.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So Disco, you want to talk anything else about this? I think I know where I want to put it.
Uh, I really enjoyed the concept of the movie, but like Eslam said, I think it was really long. I had to break it up in 2 days too. But I really started liking it towards the end. I think the beginning kind of like I could have known at the beginning. Um, but they're like building the tale, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like they could have really condensed it. I feel
Yeah,
like a good horror should be like an hour and a
45
half.
minutes could have been cut out of that movie.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So I mean, like I said, the camera work was real shoddy, but towards the end they started doing like regular pan shots and like towards the end they started really describing like answering the questions too, and I guess
Yeah.
that's what really drew me into the movie the slightest. I really liked the end how they had that little twist and like I said they answered all the questions. But Dan, what's your rating?
I want you guys to guess for it.
I'm gonna say you're at uh a 4.5.
Cool. What do you think, Disco?
I don't know. I think because Aslam and I hated it, you're gonna love it. He's gonna rate it a 7.
All
No,
right.
I
So,
think I
go
think
ahead.
maybe a 5 or 4 or 5 ish.
Okay. So you're saying 4. So you both are more or less around the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. My official score for this is a 7. Um, big fan. Big fan
Wow.
of this movie.
Damn.
Yeah, I love found footage films.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite genre of horror movie. One of my all-time favorites. I feel like they did it very well. My biggest thing was the length of the film.
Hmm.
Literally, Disco, you were saying at the very end where they were doing like they're kind of explaining answers and everything. The fact that they took them so long to do that is I love that. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to guess. I want to try to be like, what the fuck is happening? I enjoy that in a horror movie. Um, so I'm going out there. It's found footage. It's an Asian horror movie, which I already right there. It's like I'm already gonna like this more than most horror movies.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember you picked Incantation, and I remember when you said it, I was like, okay, it sounds vaguely familiar. It is what it is. I don't know. Then when I went to play it on Netflix, I was like, I almost picked this movie twice in rate and review already, and I
Damn.
never did because I've been wanting to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
and I just never got around to doing it. Disco, you gave me the reason to watch it. I was like, perfect. I actually have a reason to watch it now. Like,
I'm
remember
looking you
last
out.
Halloween? Yeah, last Halloween, era or October, whatever. I went and picked Halloween. I
Mm-hmm.
told you guys there were a couple other movies I was thinking of. This
That
was
was
one
one
Yeah.
of
of
them.
them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So, but no, Incantation. Really big fan. Like I said, I like found footage. Yeah. No, it's. I honestly, if it was a shorter movie, I would have rated it higher. Uh, but yeah.
I might have liked it more if it was shorter, but um, I want to give a little bit of background on this, right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
first of all, this movie, box office wise, it grossed $5.7 million in Taiwan, which is a lot of money.
Hmm.
Make this information from Wikipedia, making it the highest grossing 2022 film in Taiwan. It became the highest grossing Taiwanese horror film of all time. Okay. I honestly don't see why, but it is what it is. I guess the people loved it, and it could make sense if it tied into. I don't understand the religious aspects behind it. Like I get it, but I don't get it.
Hmm.
And that could have struck a. It could have been something in the sense of how do you say like a it's a myth in their culture, something like
Okay, so
that,
it's like yeah, kind of like
that
a
they
common
built
thing for
upon.
them.
Yeah, like that they built upon in this
Hmm.
movie, and that's why it could have resonated
Maybe
more
yeah.
with the Taiwanese people than it did with me
Hmm.
personally. Two, um, my wife loves horror films. I think as much as you, Dan. So
Hmm.
I told her, "Hey, we're doing this movie for rate and review for the podcast. Do you want to watch it with me? It's a horror film." She was like, "Yeah, cool." We had this whole movie night, right? And she did not like it. We
Yeah.
both did not like it. It ruined movie night. Like we tried to watch another movie, and I was so out of it by that time.
Good
I
job,
fell
Disco.
asleep,
I
and
ruined date night.
yeah, yo, it was so bad. Um,
Yeah, both were like fuck disco at the end of the night.
yeah. But so that's what happened. I listen. I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies, but I like good movies overall. And to me, this is just was not one of them.
Hmm.
It was very long winded in the beginning. It was a little bit too slow. I feel like if they cut a lot of it out, it could have been a lot better, more streamlined story, and I could have enjoyed it a little more. But I don't know. I just it was too much. It was a lot. Also, like the ending wasn't like it took so long for them to get to this tunnel, this thing that was like ruining their lives, and then it wasn't all that. To me, it wasn't an all that reveal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It kind of was just like maybe if that was a lot better, then I would have been like, oh man, okay, it was worth the 2+ hours that I spent in this.
Yeah.
It didn't do it for me, man. I don't know. I
I'm
just
I one thing I have a quick question. So it was too long in the beginning, this, that, and the other. Disco, did you feel the same way? Too long in the beginning?
Yeah, I felt like the beginning kind of I don't know. I felt like it was a little disheveled, like a little back and forth,
Because they're doing
and
the
it's
weird flashback thing and then doing
yeah.
current
weird.
day
And
and
then
all
they're
that.
still trying to build up the curse while also simultaneously telling, like, how the young girl's being cursed as well, and
Yeah.
trying to build the story of how the mom was recovering from this past
Mhm.
flashback
Hmm.
event while also trying to come into this new life and be a responsible mom and take ownership of her
Mhm.
guardianship of her daughter again, and then bringing back the curse, like, and infecting her daughter with it somehow. Like, I don't know, it was like I said, I really like the concept, but I do feel like it was a little disheveled, like, and
Yeah.
I
and
th-
and I really enjoyed I actually really enjoyed the end, like the little reveal that they had, and the way she kind of was like trying to save her daughter in the end. I was like, that's actually kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
I think the curse itself needed a little work. I think they didn't flesh out exactly how they wanted to do the curse too much,
Hmm.
in my opinion, and it was kind of all over the place. and when the ending kind of explained it, but it's just, again, it wasn't like I've seen like better things in like anime. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like way better like build ups and then reveals, and it's just yeah, again, it just didn't do it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
In traditional LWG fashion, um, I agree. It felt too long. What I would have done is cut out the ending. I actually love the beginning. I love the going back and forth. I really like drawing it out. That was my favorite part of the movie. So where you don't know what's going on, I wish they would have done more with. She has the daughter in the home. Weird shit's happening. Like I really wish they would have done more of that. To be perfectly honest, the whole thing with the tunnel, it was cool. It is what it was. I would have literally. That's what I would have cut out the movie. I don't. I want it to be. We
A
don't know
mystery. Yeah.
exactly. End it as I don't know what the fuck happened, and you speculate. You sit there and you
Mm.
think about it. That's what I like in a horror movie. Like, go back years ago. What's Bird Box was popular, and that was one where a lot of people were like, "I hated the movie. You didn't even get to see what the monsters look like." I'm like, "Of course, that's the point.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to see what it looks like."
They actually
But
later on
it makes sense in that movie Bird Box because they literally can't see anything. So it's
But
like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
that well,
because
it was
this one was
similar
so
here. You
yeah.
can't see the face of the mother Buddha, right? That's the
Well,
curse.
yeah, but I don't. I mean, the curse itself. Like
Yeah,
they kind of explain the curse. Don't explain it. I
yeah,
don't want to understand it. I want to sit there and speculate on what the curse could possibly be.
hmm,
Like that's what it is. I really wanted to get to the point where, like, I like the reveal at the end where she does the whole like, listen, I lied to you guys. We're just trying to spread the curse to try to make it lessen. So blah blah blah. I
yeah,
loved all that, but I literally, honest to God, and people, I know people would fucking hate this, and I would have loved it. Where it's just like you do, it's like we're finally gonna show the footage of what happened in the tunnel. Literally, because it's a found footage film and it would work perfectly. We start doing it, boom, video cuts. We can't see it because it's fucked up, and we
yeah.
don't know what happened in there. I would have
Well, it
loved
was,
that,
but then that guy
but we never fixed it.
they
fixed it.
fixed
Yeah,
it.
That's what I'm saying. If anything, you go a little bit further,
yeah,
and then you kind of like you start to see something, and then it cuts out. We
yeah,
don't know. Like that would have, and that's a big like fuck you to the fans, and I love that.
yeah,
Where it's just like I don't. I mean, that's really what it was. I would have cut that out at the end. I would have honestly, I would have maybe extended the beginning, and because everything is so disheveled, like you said, like I agree with you 100%. Disco, it was disheveled. It was all over the place. It's already confusing. It's already weird.
yeah,
That way, when you do that ending and you cut it off, it's even more so. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I want to know what happened. Like Blair Witch Project. These people are out in the woods. One dude's peeing in the corner at the end, and then the video just ends. What the fuck just happened? And that
yeah,
movie's still talked about to this day, and it came out in like 1998.
yeah.
It worked. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is to me that's what I would have done to cut it short, get rid of the whole ending. But honestly, it was really the beginning, the weird shit. I would have done more weird shit.
Mm.
Um, but no, yeah, no, really liked it.
I like the family lore, like how they I guess the build up to the tunnel, like how they I like how they built up that tension, like we can't have her, no outsiders, and like how this like weird family. Well, at least I was getting the impression like it was weird family just kind of holding up to themselves, doing some weird stuff.
Yeah,
The
And I really
village.
I like the village too, and especially when stuff started going down and all they actually went into the tunnel and you just see them all this like I don't know what they're called, like
Runes.
the runes on them and stuff, like all the little letters and like rows and stuff, and they're just
yeah, all the
like
different characters and
deadpan
stuff. Yeah,
staring. But yeah, I really thought that was pretty creepy too.
I
So
like
I
Then
that.
really felt
then
like
they
they
had
did
the
a
guy
lot of
up
good
and
stuff.
burning his body. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the other guy, and then the other dude that came out, his teeth were falling out, and he was just bugging out. I thought that was like very compelling, very interesting,
yeah,
and even though it like I said, it was like the I guess he said the live camera, or whatever. Like not my favorite, but overall, what they were filming and the content I thought was pretty cool. It just
yeah,
man, just need to condense it a little. And
yeah,
like Dan said, the reveal at the end, I thought it was really cool because I was like, damn, I just got cursed. I'm over here watching this like in the middle of the night, and she's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I cursed you, and they're showing crazy characters and flashing
yeah.
lights, and
No, dude,
S-
I thought that was great. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so the curse of the movie is that the mother Buddha is this evil entity, and if you see the face of the statue, because like when they go in the tunnel, all the statues are facing the wall, and then they cut back, and then they turn around and they're looking at them,
Mhm.
which was like one of the creepy things, and then all the hands that come down from the ceiling or whatever. But the Mother
Call back
Buddha
to Beauty and
has
the Beast
this,
right there.
yeah,
Another
uh,
found footage film.
the Mother Buddha had like a veil over the statue's face, and you're not supposed to look into it because that's how you get the curse. And I'm sure someone at some point got the curse, and the incantation that you say pretty much curses you. And the more people that take on the curse, the less the power of the curse. It
It
lessens the
dilutes the
power.
It
power.
lessens it,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's
it's
a
not as
perfect word
bad.
for it.
Yeah.
That lose the power. So the whole point of the video is that she's drawing you into the story, and then she reveals at the end, "Sorry, I'm cursing everybody that
Mhm.
watches this because my daughter's dying, and the only way I can save her if I dilute the curse enough, then it won't be effective, and she can
Does
live."
that remind you of any other horror movie in the past?
Yeah, The Ring, right?
One of
Wasn't
my
that?
all-time favorites,
Yeah.
The Ring. Literally the same exact thing. Like, hey, I watched the tape, I'm going to die. My son watched the tape, I'm going to die. But at some point, I recorded it and we showed it to somebody else.
Yeah.
We freed ourselves of the curse by what? Spreading the curse.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. I love the concept. Another movie that is not exactly the same, but it's a curse that spreads. Another one, because The Ring is originally Ringu,
Mhm.
famous Japanese film. The Grudge or Ju-on,
Yeah.
similar one. You go into the house, you're cursed. With their curse, it's somebody gets murdered in such a brutal fashion. There's so much leftover animosity and everything that the spirit lives on and becomes a curse.
A
That's where the
curse.
Ju-on comes from.
Yeah.
And then that curse goes out and kills people. By killing people, it creates another curse because that person was killed. There was
Yeah.
so much malice. Now that spirit goes on and it lives on, and then it creates more and more
Yeah.
curses. It's still spreading of the curse. It's a theme I've seen a lot in different Asian horror movies.
Mhm.
Love it. Fucking love it.
Hey,
Whether
go
it's
watch Jujutsu
Japanese.
Kaisen. It's all about curses.
I've tried. I've tried. I've trust me, I've
Yeah.
tried. It's
Um,
a freaking what's it called though? It's a
Shonen. Yeah.
shonen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why when I saw this, I was like, all right, it's a curse. So I was like, I kind of know where they're gonna go with this. I know what to look for, and then
Hmm.
they were just hitting. Literally, I'm just sitting there. I was like, I'm just checking things off a box. Like, yep, I wouldn't see that. I wouldn't see that. We're fucking nailing it, guys. We're getting it. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you picked this disco, or else I would have
I'm glad
forgotten to
one
have
of us
watched it.
I'm glad one of us enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
saw it
not
on
glad.
Netflix.
That was
I
a
saw
waste of 2 hours of my life.
Oh
it got
man,
a decent rating on IMDb, and so
I
I was
told you
just
don't
like,
trust
you know
us.
what? Let me check it.
Oh
No,
man,
I think it was accurate because it got like a 6 point something, so it was all right, but it was not like the best.
yeah.
It was I don't know. It was long. That's what it was.
I agree. It was long. Granted, I would have cut differently from where you guys agreed, but I where you guys said, but no, I do agree. It's overall it was a long movie. It's not even like I don't know. I'm used to watching long movies. This was I think the actual runtime ended up being like an hour 50.
Yeah,
Um
something
Mm.
like that.
but it's one of those things like I don't mind long movies. It's just I because of well to me, I felt like due to the ending it dragged on.
Hmm.
I think that's what it was because I could watch a movie that's 3 hours long and I won't feel that because
If it's
I'm
a good
enjoying all
movie, yeah,
parts.
yeah. If it's a good
Exactly.
movie,
This
good
I feel like it
story,
just
good
drags on.
pacing. I think it was about the pacing and like the cutting of the film. Like
Yeah.
there was just like certain things that could have cut out that would have made it a lot flow a lot better.
I thought they did a really good job with the found footage stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times you watch a found footage movie, and one of the reasons why I enjoyed it is because the camera is a character at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to remember to write that into the movie, though.
Mm.
Like you'll have sometimes they'll make a movie and then it's like, oh, it will all of a sudden cut to another camera shot, and then it's like, but that doesn't how like if
Yeah.
you're thinking about how the movie works, how to do it. This movie, I feel like they did a very good job. They
Hmm.
kept on referencing it. They kept on doing it. There's even the part when in the beginning when she gets in the car, like, hey, are you forgetting something? It was like the camera. Okay, they're
Mm.
making sure that you
Yeah.
realize. I mean, they kind of overdid it, and they're throwing your fucking face. Like, don't forget, it's a fucking found footage film. If you couldn't
Yeah.
tell by the way the shots were made, but yeah, I really liked how they kind of hit the nail on the head with it, though. Where it's just like, hey, this is a found footage film, and it's weird sometimes because it's like, hey, your daughter's screaming in the middle of the night. Instead of going immediately checking on her, like, hang on, let me grab the camera first and check.
Yeah.
That's weird,
Yeah,
but
I saw
it
that.
has
I
to
was
be
just like,
done. Yeah,
why? Yeah.
yeah,
But
but
she
she's
was
documenting
documenting it.
everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So it's like you could kind of make an answer for it, but realistically, no, you're gonna check on your daughter.
Yeah, you're just gonna
So
run
Let me
in there and
record this
not.
for the gram real quick.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I like? Well, the one part where she went to like the old guy, old dude, and they gave her the daughter some medicine, and they were like, she can't eat for 7 days, and then
yeah,
like a day later, he's like, here's a pineapple. It's
yeah. You want some pineapple?
like you had one rule to follow,
Yeah.
and it's
I mean, 7 days is a really long time
Oh
for a
yeah.
kid, though. I mean, for an adult, that's a long time, but for a kid, man, that's like,
See, I really like that callback though. It's like they did it, and it's like once again they kind of like put extra emphasis on it. And then once you get to the end of the movie, it's just like, so your daughter is in the hospital. She's also very malnourished. I was like,
yeah,
okay, like I really like the pacing, yeah, might have been off in terms of like the writing. I do feel like it was written well.
mm,
Like they're calling things back. They're doing what they need to do. That was a good one. And then you go back to the same people who said like, hey, don't do that. And then that was a great scene where the lady, she's like facing backwards and then she's
yeah,
oh
disappearing. And
yeah.
then I was like, that was really cool. And
The way
I
she
feel
was
like
talking and not turning around too, I was like, "Please turn around, look at me, look at me. I know something's happened." That it
I was
was
like,
a, it
I
was a
love that scene. I was like, that was done very well. So yeah, like I said, there was a lot I really did like about this movie. I would have gone higher, like I said, if it just was a little bit shorter.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about for this movie?
Do you guys want to compare it to what you've given on other scores of other movies?
I know this is the lowest one I've given so far, I think.
um, you
I
want to
feel
know
like
what
you
your
gave it
next
one
one is?
last time or something.
Huh?
I feel
No,
like
his
you gave it a look.
the last movie was 13 Assassins. Eslam gave it the highest score.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
like 13 Assassins
He
a
gave
lot.
it an 8. That was
Yeah.
my lowest scoring movie ever.
Yeah.
No, your lowest one, Eslam, is Halloween Ends. There, I'm seeing a theme.
No, it's
Uh,
listen, bro. I have never watched The Conjuring. Finally watched it with Nadia and stuff,
Conjuring's
and
not bad. It's good.
it was great. I loved it. It
All right,
was a really
calm the
good
fuck down.
movie.
It's good. Don't start throwing grades out there. Right? It's good.
It's listen. I highly enjoyed the movie.
Oh yeah.
It was for horror movie. It was like up there. Ring has always been one of my favorites. And like Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was young, that actually scared me. But otherwise,
That one blows my mind that that's even on that list.
well, the reason why the movie itself didn't scare me, the found footage is what scared me. Because the one I saw showed a little bit of
Was
found
did you
footage.
watch like the 2000 one or did you watch the original?
Think the 2000 one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that one had the found footage when they were like documenting
Okay.
inside the house, and then he came out
Yeah.
after them with the cops and shit. That's what scared me because it
Okay.
was like this is real, this happened,
Yeah.
and that's the part that scared me. But like otherwise, it's just usually I mean,
I gotcha.
it doesn't scare me that much. But
So Disco, you gave this a 5.5. I'm trying to look at what we have close to it. So you have two movies. I fucking love this. So so you rated one movie at a 6, which is really close to this, that one being Bahubali. Um now we have another one that
what
we
did I
rated.
rate Bahubali?
You gave Bahubali a 5.5.
Okay.
Bahubali is the movie where we are all the closest on.
Yeah.
Disco, you gave it a 6. Eslam, you gave it a 5.5. I gave it a 6.
Okay.
Like that's we're never gonna. But yeah,
Yeah.
Disco, the other movie that you 6, almost the same exact score as this movie that you did not enjoy was Spirited Away. So yeah, you got Spirited Away, which if I remember correctly, you enjoyed.
Yeah, that was a missed score. If I could change it, I would definitely change it. I gotta get used
take
to the scoring
backsies.
system.
No take
You
backsies.
can't change it.
Nah,
You can't change
I'm
it. I
standing.
fucking
I'm
love
standing
it.
by it. I'm standing by
Oh,
it.
you are. Yeah, I know
Shadow
you
was
are.
a 7-2 for sure.
Shadow is your it's your second highest rated movie.
That's wild
7.
to me, bro.
Yeah.
That's so
Your
fucking
second
wild.
highest rated movie is 7.
What's his
Shadow.
highest rated movie?
Parasite.
Okay, that makes
8.5.
sense. That was a really good movie. Yeah.
You know, we none of us have ever scored anything higher than an 8.5. I'm noticing that.
It's really hard to get up there. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Eslam, what did you give it 8.5 to?
probably Spirited Away.
Spirited Away. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My 8.5 went to A Silent Voice.
Ooh, yeah, that was
Mhm.
really great.
Yeah, that's my highest ranked.
What did I rate that one?
I believe you gave it like just an 8.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't give that extra 0.5. You're a little bit of a bitch, but it's okay.
He's being stingy with them points.
Yeah, no, I love it. So
I probably didn't give it that extra 0.5 because that movie
there was just so much happening. You had just finished
depressing,
playing Last of Us. Look,
I
we
know
were in
I was
COVID.
so sad.
Like we were all in a pandemic. Like life was just rough.
Like, goddamn.
All right, so official scores for this one. Gonna run it through one more time. Eslam, you gave it a 1.
Yeah. What's my
Disco,
second lowest score? Sorry.
your second lowest score. It's a 1. I said it already. 1.5. Halloween Ends.
Okay.
Yeah. So you like Halloween Ends more than you like this one.
Yeah. It was shorter, more to the point.
Yeah. All right. So Disco, you gave this a 5.5. I gave it a 7. Somebody want to math? What's that equal?
5.5. That's 12.5. 13.5. Divide that by 3. I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
I just don't feel like trying to pull up a calculator.
3, somewhere around like 4.
What
Yeah.
am I doing? 13.5 divided by 3.
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
You got it. 4.5. Thank you. That's good enough. That's official now.
I was close enough.
4.5. So let's see. Our overall score is a 4.5. This is our second lowest overall score.
Was Halloween Ends the lowest?
Halloween Ends because I gave it a 6.5. Which yes, I do like Incantation more than Halloween Ends, just a little bit more. And you guys each gave it a 1 and a 1.5, and that brought that to a 3.
Yeah.
But this is only 0.3 below 13 Assassins, which is a crime because this was significantly better than that movie.
It is a crime because 13 Assassins was way better than this fucking movie.
Well, guess what? That's why I gave it a fucking 2.5 and make sure that stayed down where it belongs in the fucking dirt. Movie sucks.
Oh man,
That's
where we're at.
hilarious.
that's what's
where we're
fun
I
about
love
this.
how we're always extreme. Like it's.
Oh yeah. That's why I said
This-
when I looked at Bahubali, we almost had the same exact score across, which is insane.
That's what's so fun about this. It's like first of all, our tastes are. I think we have
Our tastes
certain
are
tastes
similar and different.
It's
Yeah.
very similar, and yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, I think that's it's great. I love doing
Yeah,
rate and
we'll all sit
reviews.
here and be like, Heels is one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah.
Then we just turned around and was just like, I fucking hate Incantation. I'm over here. I think it was amazing.
Heels is one of the best shows.
It really is.
HBO,
Everybody
pick
go
it up,
watch Heels.
man. Stop being bitches.
It's awesome because we really make like an effort to not talk about it prior to the episode, so
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
like influencing each other. It's literally we don't know what each other's gonna say until it's like boom right here on the podcast. And
That's why I'm always so surprised. I'm like, what? You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
You're like that was absolute
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And this was our like it's funny because
Dog
like
shit.
the last one was 13 Assassins, which was pretty divisive, but it's still the same thing. It's just like Eslam's on the extreme of really liked it. I'm on the extreme of really didn't like it. Disco, you're like in the middle.
And
And
same
literally
thing
the
with
same
this
thing
one.
here, but we reversed it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Eslam really hated it. Disco, you're still in the middle.
Y'all both like your niche Asian movies. Just
Yeah,
articulate.
literally. That
Yeah.
is true. That is true.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. But no, this is fun. As always, rate and review is always a good time. So you guys know that means like who gets to pick the
How
next
many
movie?
movies have we done so far?
I will get that for you. We should have this numbered. 1,
Who's
2,
next
3, 4,
on the roster to choose?
5, 6, 7, 8,
Is it
9.
the
That was
people
our
or is it-
10th movie.
Nice. Good shit.
The next up is The People. The People.
People.
Pick the next movie.
The People. All right. Looking forward to that one.
Yep.
Disco. Any final thoughts for this movie before we move on?
On this movie, it really was an okay movie. Final thoughts, I really enjoyed the end. Like I said, I don't think it's worth the 2 hours, but if you really like horror movies like Dan, or like if you like the Blair Witch style kind of
Found footage.
shaky, the found footage style of horror, then you're gonna really enjoy this because it was really good content. The writing was really well done, but I don't know, somewhere in the execution it lost me.
Yeah.
Well,
I 100% agree with Disco. In my extremes, it's just like I'm not the biggest fan of horror, so that's why I gave it such a low score. Like as someone who's not the biggest fan of that genre, you have to do something really amazing to get me up there. So this wasn't it for me. So
so
it's
if
just
you put
my
an action
personal
movie in front of
bias here.
me, yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, similar to what Disco said, like, yeah, if it was shorter, I would have liked it more. But different from you guys, like, I really liked it though. It was in my opinion,
Yeah.
it was a good movie. I'm a found footage junkie. If it's a found footage, it's already gaining like 2 points right
It's
off the
funny
bat to let
because
you
you're
know.
like that, and I'm like anything with aliens in it, I'll watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Anything in
If it's a
space, you could
Yes.
find me there.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah.
yeah. But
That's my
Cloverfield,
like.
which is a found footage alien movie,
Yep.
you don't like it, huh?
Hated it.
Yeah,
Hated
I
every
enjoyed it.
second
I
of
do
it.
enjoy
Bitch
it.
had a crowbar in her chest and lived. I don't even know.
You always pick one thing, and that one thing affects how you feel about the entire movie. You always do that. Judge the entire movie, not one
The
specific
entire
scene.
movie was pretty trash.
Do you
He's like,
remember the entire
stupid.
movie,
Crowbars
Eslam?
I
can't do
do.
that.
It's burned in my memory.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Aliens
you
are
remember
literally on
this.
our doorstep. A crowbar can't do that. Stupid.
Like literally, that is Eslam. And I'm never gonna forget the Alien movie we saw. The
Yep.
Alien, whatever it was. It's like over here we're grading the new thing. It's a sequel to fucking whatever the other one was. It's this big thing. Here's Eslam. A spaceship could land in a storm. No
Yo,
storm is gonna fuck a
bro, they
spaceship.
had all this crazy technology, right? And the spaceship is traversing outer space, going God knows how fast. Like a little pebble going so fast can like usually fuck up a spaceship just from the kinetic energy. And then as soon as this shit enters an atmosphere, a little fucking wind had the ship going like ooh. I'm like, fuck out of here with your
And my
nonsense, man.
favorite thing, Disco, my favorite thing is we all walk out of the movie theater because it was like you, me, Rudy was there. I want to say Henry was there.
Henry was there, yeah. And I think
Um, like Johnny,
Johnny, yeah.
yeah. So it's like we're all walking out. And we all have the same thing, which is like, man, that movie sucked. It wasn't that great. This, that, and the other. I was like, yeah, it was so boring. Here comes us. I was like, I know, right? Like, how is it that we're supposed to believe in a fucking spaceship? Can't land? I'm like, Esla, that was like 15 minutes into the beginning of the movie. That has nothing to do
Bro,
with
that's
the rest
how
of the
my
movie.
mind works, man. It's so weird.
You're
Like,
just
what
standing
kind
there. You saw the first 15 minutes. The next hour 45, you're just like, fuck that scene, man. Fuck this movie.
of
How are you gonna add
this
it?
spaceship, bro?
He was stuck on it.
Like, how would do that?
Completely dashed the whole movie for him. Just
Like, I'm like, this movie's fake. Like, it's bullshit. The
I,
spaceship
I
can't
have
land on a
many
That's what
crowbars,
gave
and I
it
know
away.
a crowbar cannot do that.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't crowbar. Sorry, it was rebar.
Re-
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
a
yeah, that's
ridiculous
different.
scene. I'll give you that. It's a ridiculous scene.
Yeah.
That does not affect the rest of the
And
movie.
how long was she there? She would have bled out.
Yeah, but she's okay. Why? Because she just pulled herself through the rebar, and apparently the hole in her body just went away, and it's
Yeah.
fine. We don't need to think about it anymore.
Yeah. It's
Skills,
all good.
movie.
She
movie
moved her
magic.
while she was getting impaled. She squeezed her stomach and moved her organs around the rebar, so it was like
That's
a
what
through
it
and
took.
through. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
That's
just
what it took. I
she
still
got
gotta watch the
superpower.
third Cloverfield movie. Maybe I'll make that the thing.
Whatever. Uh, so all right, let's move on. Disco has a movie to review with us, and I've also watched this movie, Blue Beetle. Uh, the one of the last movies that's coming out of the old DC universe. It did review wise, it did pretty decently. I don't know how it did in the box office, but it did well enough that James Gunn decided that it was going to be one of the characters that's going to carry on. Now, I know it did inside the movie didn't relate to anything else that happened inside the DCU, but it was done by the old regime. And he decided, hey, we're going to bring this character through along with Peacemaker and Amanda Waller. So everybody else is gone. Their characters are gone. Some people might be coming back and playing different characters, like rumored Jason Momoa to be Lobo. So That's a little quick background on this movie and its place in the DCU and the new DCU. So, looking forward to seeing that. And my initial thoughts on this movie, it was very enjoyable. I liked the practical effects mixed along with the special effects. The special effects weren't too much, so it wasn't like bad or anything. In my opinion, I don't really like hone in on that stuff and like that's not like spaceships going into atmospheres. But I thought the costume was spot on. I think they did a really good job, and the story wasn't bad. It was a decent story. Um, it was well paced. Like it moved along pretty quickly, and overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I wouldn't put it up there as one of the top superhero movies, but it was enjoyable enough. So that was my thing on it.
Yeah, just to piggyback off you, I totally feel like it was decent. Nothing, not like award winning or anything.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't really know the background of Blue Beetle at all or anything, but
yeah.
I thought it was really cool to have a Latin superhero. He's like
Hmm.
clear, bona fide,
Yeah.
Latin culture.
Jaime
Um,
Reyes.
overall,
Hmm.
overall, I think the movie, like I said, it was decent. It felt kind of cheesy at times. I don't know. Uh, I felt like they're trying too hard to lean into the Latin like culture, and I felt like it was kind of cheesy when Grandma came out holding like a, a gun
Yeah.
bigger than her. I'm like,
And she was like a
okay,
revolutionary in a past life.
okay. I like how they kind of tied that in, but I was like, this is a little too cheesy, Grandma. Like, put the gun down and go back to bed. Like,
No, I
uh,
definitely get it because sometimes cheesy things like that doesn't carry well in live action, but like when it's done in like animations and stuff, because it's an animation, you expect some cheesy things and you get a laugh out of it and you kind of move on. That's how I kind
yeah.
of took this movie. Also, George Lopez's character was a little bit like over the top. But again, it was like a comedic character. It was funny and and for the story wise, like I think they did really well introducing Blue Beetle. In the beginning they were showing the scarab coming to earth as well as showing other scarabs around it flying as well, so you don't know where those landed and what they're doing, which is accurate because there are other scarabs out there. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they're gonna involve more scarabs in the future, like the Martian Manhunter scarab, like the green one, and all the other colors. If they decide to do so in the future, maybe James Gunn will apply that some way, shape, or form, like they kind of did in Young Justice, the takeover of the planet. But I enjoyed the relationship between the scarab and Jaime Reyes. It was well done. Like the show, it had a lot of remnants of Young Justice's portrayal of Blue Beetle, which I enjoyed. Jaime Reyes, the kid from Cobra Kai, he did
Cobra Kai.
amazing. I really did.
Zolo,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Zolo Maridueña, that's
yeah.
his name.
So he did a great job. I can't wait for what season 6 of Cobra Kai. So
Yeah,
looking forward to that, and let's see what he does with Blue Beetle. I really hope James Gunn can do some great things for future DC universe movies. So
yeah. Overall, like regardless of this movie, if you liked it or not, I think it shows that there's a lot of potential for Blue Beetle. I really, like you said, I think Maridueña did an amazing job as the Blue Beetle, very lovable and relatable, and I think he really fit the character. So I really
I
want to
think that
see
was a
him
great
kind of
casting
team. I
choice.
feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to see him team up with other people and see how he does with like a team setting. And I think there's a lot of potential there. His suit is pretty badass. His skills are badass. There's a lot of things you could do with him, and I recommend it. If you're into superheroes, definitely. Like I said, it's not like the best movie, but it's definitely a nice movie to kind of pass the night, like a date night, or even just a
Hmm.
chill night. Have some order out some food and watch a movie type thing. Uh, but yeah, so I'm gonna give this one like a thumb up. Thumb up. Definitely recommend it. But it's not like highly recommended or anything. So just if you got time, check it out.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. Thumbs up. Recommended if you have the time and you're a fan of the character. Watch the movie. I think you'll enjoy it.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
watch it.
totally.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll get around to watching it
Yeah.
someday. I'm just no. There's no hurry.
Yeah.
All right. Next
And
up, Gran
so
Turismo.
Speaking of no
next
hurry,
movie, I had the
Is
chance to
that
watch
Orlando
Gran
Bloom?
Turismo. It is Orlando
yeah,
Bloom.
Oh shit.
yeah, he's in it.
And honestly, I've played Gran Turismo like maybe a handful of times when I was younger. I kind of just watched this for the sake of watching it. I had this ankle injury, so I had time. So
Does the
I
game
kind
even have a storyline?
of, I don't think so. It's
No, it doesn't. It's
just
a racing game.
racing. It's more
Yeah.
just like modding your car and fucking just getting out there and
Yeah.
really
This is supposed to be
blasting.
based off the Disco. You talk about it.
Yeah, so I watched this movie and the storyline wasn't bad. It was a solid watch. It was a nice little drama, and but what really topped it off at the end was that it was based on a true story. I didn't see that before. I didn't know that was, and then they started showing like real footage of like the actual person. I was like, oh damn, that kind of like beefed it up for me in a sense because I was like, it was a pretty cool concept. This guy plays Gran Turismo the game so much, and then they had a tournament. A bunch of people play Gran Turismo. Whoever wins that tournament gets to like learn how to drive the Gran Turismo cars and actually do like professional racing. And so this the main character. He ends up winning that race, and he ends up being really damn good at racing because he puts so many hours into that game. He like practically remembers the tracks by memory. It was pretty cool. At one point at the end, there's this like really cool fancy track that the dude on the right from Stranger Things like really loves. And he's like, I've done this race like 300 times, and the other dude's like, you haven't done it in real life though. And I was like, oh man, it's so
Yeah.
crazy, kind of just meshing like a sim world simulation with real life, and they really tackle that problem too. There's other issues in the movie where like he's in the game I guess they don't simulate like environment like weather issues, so at a certain point in the movie like I kind of messes with him, and so I found myself kind of enjoying it, like it's unless you like cars. I would like I don't think you're gonna go crazy for this movie, but like Blue Beetle, like if you got time and it's really not a bad movie, and the fact that it's based on a true story makes it even more worthwhile. So
Dude, not even if I had all the time in the world.
Like
IMDb
I
rating is
don't see a
7.2.
scenario that's gonna make me watch this. Like, tell me it's like here you can only watch this. Like I'll sit there in silence.
Mm. I could come up with better things in my head.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, it wasn't too bad. I recommend if you got time, especially if you already have a predetermined hate towards Gran Turismo, then stay away from it. It's
Yeah.
got pretty solid actors. It's got Orlando Bloom. It's got Legolas in that bitch. The dude on the left was from C from Apple Show, and then you got the dude from Stranger Things. So it's got solid actors.
David
Solid.
Harbour, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's what
Oh,
it says over
actually,
here.
yeah. I'm sorry. I just realized his name's on there.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like I said, not the worst movie. Honestly, a surprise though, because I didn't have high
Well,
hopes
you know
going
what? A
in.
lot of people are have said what you're saying, Disco. I'm shitting on the movie. I'm joking
No,
around,
yeah.
but they're serious listening to it. I'm not going to watch fuck this movie. But there's a lot of people that are saying exactly what you're saying, Disco. Where it's like they went out and watched the movie, like, you know what? Shit, it's actually not bad. Like I've heard quite a few people say that. So you're definitely not alone there with that. There's a lot of people that have had that opinion with this movie.
Yeah. And I have one more movie, last movie. It's a movie that just came out on Netflix. It's
Oh, I wanted
called
to see this. Yeah.
Old Dads, and this movie I found very funny. I found it very enjoyable because
I
especially it's
love Bill
like
Burr, man.
Bill Burr is hilarious, and he pretty much has that perspective of like a old timer boomer, and
Well,
he kind
technically,
of
he is an old dad. Yeah.
he's trying to
In
like
real
catch
life,
up with
yeah.
the new generation. All these dads are trying to like catch up with the new generation. All this, so it's really relatable to me because I'm this new generation is crazy. They got all these slang terms and new social norms and weird stuff going on. I feel just like these old dads. So I was laughing. I was having a really good time with the movie. Me and the fiance are watching it. We're enjoying it. We're laughing, and it's one of those wholesome like kind of comedy movies. It has a nice tidy ending, and there's a message. And Bill Burr's obviously hilarious, and Bokeem and Bill and Bobby are also hilarious, two
Hmm.
well-known actors. they're just phenomenal together. They bring this movie to life pretty much, and it's very relatable. You know, older generation looking at the new generation, it's like, what's wrong with these kids? And it's like he's got anger issues, but it's really just like, you know, un, untreated trauma. He's just angry all the time, type
Yeah.
stuff, and so you know he has to confront that stuff, and but it's all funny along the way. They're all kind of having identity crises and families and just trying to emerge with the times, evolve with the times, and they made a very funny movie out of it. So yeah, I would recommend this on definitely like on a date night, especially if you're a little on the older side. Maybe if you're younger, Gen Z or younger, you might not like understand it. But I feel like if you're 25, 30 or older, you'll definitely like really find this. If you like Bill Burr, you'll find it funny too. Definitely a hilarious movie. Check it out. Thumbs up. Nothing but good movies to recommend this week. This podcast episode. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave it at that. Definitely check out Old Dads. Bill Burr, hilarious dude. You have to go watch it.
The guy on the left, Bokeem Woodbine. He's that dad from Wu Tang American Saga. I
He
might
is
watch
that
it. I
dad.
might watch it because of that.
No, yeah, they're funny together. They all have their own little like character development and their own little issues that they have to deal with, personas that they're trying to keep and whatnot. It's a it's a funny movie. Definitely hilarious. Got me laughing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it, man. I love Bill Burr. He's one of the greatest comedians right now, and he's also like a really good comedic actor. So
He
it's a
has that
win-win.
one animated show on Netflix. I saw some
F is
episodes of
for
it.
family. It's hilarious.
I
I
yeah
love
I
it.
stopped watching it, but I did enjoy it. From like what
Yeah,
I did see, it was funny.
and it's based on his
Yeah,
life. Like he's
yeah.
Bill. Yeah,
Wasn't he in Mandalorian too? This
yeah,
man's just
I did
like
not like him in
track
Mandalorian.
record is
Yeah,
crazy. He's everywhere.
yeah. He was in like 2 episodes in The Mandalorian, but it's not his fault.
he's one of those people that they brought back. It was just like, hey, we still got you on contract, Bill, but we got to do
Yeah,
something with it.
We gotta
we
use
did.
you.
We had you 2 episode contract. Here's your second episode,
We got to
and
do something. Let's go to
yeah,
this cafeteria, and you're gonna disguise what's he's gonna disguise himself as a stormtrooper or some shit, whatever the fuck they did. I don't know.
yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Henry.
Happy birthday, Henry.
Hey, what's up, Henry? Happy birthday. Um, Damn, I feel bad you're coming in at the end of the episode, man. But thank you for jumping on and joining
As
us.
soon as, as soon as we're tuning out.
That's
Yeah,
messed up, Eslam. I'm like, oh, Henry's here. All right, guys. Well, it was a great episode.
Peace out.
we literally just finished the last thing we
We really
talking
did.
about. Um, and yeah. So, any final thoughts in general?
Yeah, I never explained why I have makeup on my face.
Oh, right.
Just
Smartest
real quick.
raccoon I know.
Yeah, no. I had to dress up at work. So I just want to bring that up. So yeah, Halloween. I'm a fan. Somebody's there. Just go get it. But
Who is that?
but yeah, use the needler. But yeah, no, just basically just had to dress up for work. So didn't get a chance to do it. So keep it in the theme. You know what I'm saying? Keep this up. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got that. Look like a raccoon, like Disco said. But yeah, did a rate and review, Henry. Did a good rate and review. Saw one hell of a movie. Islam's the biggest fan of it. Gave it the highest score he's ever given anything.
I really did. I really did. You should go check it out, Henry. It's called Incantation on Netflix.
Yep,
I
one hell
want
of
you
a
to
movie.
I want you to watch it and then text me. Tell me
No,
what you thought
watch
about
it, then watch our rate and review for it.
Yeah.
Get all of our opinions and then text.
Yes. And then give us your opinion on it. Uh, yeah, so that's it for this week's episode of Los Wise Guys podcast.
You want Disco's final thought?
Nope. No, I'm just kidding, Disco. What's your final thoughts?
He's waiting for it. He's ready to go.
I might bust a cap in that ass. I'm gonna send this needler shot. It's gonna track you down from fucking across the country. Final thoughts. Man, I just been out of work. I've been out of work because of that ankle injury from last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's still been fucking me up. I'm finally getting better, and
Which ankle?
yeah, my left ankle.
Nah, you
That shit
drive
was
with your
busted
right,
up.
bro. Come on.
My right ankle's busted too because I was
Jesus. You
you
old
know
as
how
fuck.
like you know how you compensate with one leg? So I
Yeah,
had
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
crutches, and then all of a sudden I got like the same injury on the right side, and so now I
Damn.
had two busted ankles, and now I'm trying to like walk. When I was walking, I was walking all fucking. I had to like walk all weird and shit. I was just busting my ankles up. So
I
I had to
just
like
imagine
really,
you just like laying on the bed, your feet hanging off, just looking like some soggy bacon, just kind of swinging back and forth.
so I had to like really kind of stay off my feet, and
Yeah.
fucking I was like rolling around on my. I have a Serta rolling chair, so I've
Yeah.
just been rolling around the house and that shit. Just trying to really stay off my feet because the doctor gave me like some strong ass ibuprofen, and I was taking it. I'm like, oh, I'm better now, but it was just
Yeah.
killing the
Yeah,
pain. And I ended up
yeah,
fucking my feet up again, so it was like
Yeah.
yeah.
prolonged
Yeah.
my injury, and man, I was just getting restless in the bed, man. So that's my final
Yeah, it
thought.
sucks.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I could start walking again. I'm glad I'm not like fucking crippled, man. Being crippled sucks. I feel bad. My heart goes out to all the people that can't walk and are injured and
Yeah.
disabled because that shit.
Yeah, it's tough out there. Um, I'm always injured and disabled. It's just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
That
You
sounds in
had
a
soggy
wheelchair
bacon
right
foot
now.
for a while too.
what happened?
You had soggy bacon foot for a while too.
Yeah, bro, like that. My God, that was the worst. But I got better. I got these new shoes. They're white toe box, um, what is it? Barefoot shoes.
Hmm.
So they don't have like
Oh,
a
I remember.
heel
Yeah, I
or a
remember you talking
sole.
I
about
Like
think
that.
they're
that's what
super
I
flat.
need too because my shoes are like I think pushing in on my toes too much,
Hmm.
and which is
Yeah,
like flexing my outer foot because
yeah.
I tried wearing shoes and I was like, oh, that's not happening. So I think I
Yeah,
need to
so
get
the
like
wide
the
toe
wide
box
box.
helps. It lets you spread your toes,
Hmm.
brings your foot back to its natural position. And like when you're walking, because they are barefoot, there's no cushion or anything. So your foot naturally goes back to, instead of hitting the heel first and then going, you start walking on your, like the ball of your foot and like the front of your foot, which is what you're supposed to do. The heel is really to kind of like slow you down when if you're running or something. Um, and yeah, so I started wearing them, and then it starts strengthening your foot muscles and like your calves and stuff. And I started with like 2 days a week because it really hurt in the beginning, and now I kind of can wear them like every day. So but yeah, you can get something like that, Disco, or get like Palladium shoes that they don't have like a super wide toe box like a wide toe box shoe does, but they are very good. They're a little wider than your normal like shoe, and they're very good quality boots.
You said palladium? That sounds crazy. It sounds like
Yeah,
a metal.
Palladium.
You guys are
It is
so
a metal.
fucking
It
old.
sounds like
Like I
something
swear,
Black Panther would wear.
It
this
is.
is just an old man conversation.
It
Like
it
this
is
is insane.
it is a metal actually, but
I'm just sitting here listening to this. I was like, so it's really good because
You
you
need
just
some
step on
good
the ball of the
orthopedics,
foot
son.
correctly, how you're supposed to. Oh, what's it called? Palladium? Whoa.
yeah,
You guys are just being the oldest fucking people in the world right now.
we're getting there, bro. It
I'm just
is.
saying. It's just I know one day I really want to do an old man episode one day. It's like,
Yeah.
I was taking some ibuprofen. I realized that Tylenol works a little bit better. just, just
Well,
some random.
well, actually, you can take
Here
both
it
at the
is.
same
Oh,
time.
I know. Okay, my turn. I've known this for a while because I know I alternate between the two
Yeah.
because I'd like to do extra strength dosage on both
Yeah.
without overdoing it. But if I'm feeling really bad at night, I have the Tylenol PM,
Yeah.
which helps me get to sleep earlier.
You got
Speaking of
the
old,
cheat codes.
yeah, but yeah, you
He's
can do
like, I'm in bed by 9 p.m.
yeah. So Advil is ibuprofen.
Yep,
Aleve is ibuprofen, so you can't take those two at the same time because
exactly.
they're the same thing. Tylenol is acetaminophen, I think,
Exactly. Yep.
and so you can take that with
Yeah.
ibuprofen.
And if you're ever in a situation where you have to take,
Does
like,
it
let's
double
say,
the? Does it double like the pain relieving strength? I guess or whatever.
There are two types of different pain
exactly,
relieving active ingredients. They don't mess with each other. So
exactly.
like,
One of
you
them's
know,
more for like inflammatory stuff, and
yeah,
then it's pretty much like by taking both, you're covering all bases. Obviously,
yeah,
you don't want to be taking them both all the time, so you're gonna fuck up your stomach, get ulcers and stuff like
yes,
that. But
yes,
if you're ever in the situation where you have to take something like a Dayquil or a Nyquil, you do not take Tylenol because it already has the
acetaminophen.
acetaminophen in it. But you're good to take ibuprofen.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's our old man talk for the day, guys.
We
You're
definitely need an
welcome.
old man episode. Just
We
give our
really do
favorite
because we are
stretches,
very
our
good
favorite
at
medicine
doing.
We
combos,
we got to give the
our
advice for these
best
up
old
and
man
coming old
injuries.
people.
Yep.
Advice for past your 30s.
Yep.
That's
The
what we got to do.
gotta help
Oh
out the
boy.
next generation because next thing
Yeah.
you know, they're gonna blink and they're 30 and their
Yep.
hips are gonna be blown and
Yeah.
Exactly.
you're gonna lose both your ankles in the same week like me.
Yep. Exactly. Quick lesson: don't if you use icy hot, wash your hands afterward. Just telling you right now.
Yes. All
We
right.
some wise guys right now.
Thank you for listening to Los Wise Guys podcast. If you like what you hear, go follow us on social media, like, subscribe, share, rate, review on YouTube. It helps us out immensely. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.